Do you think that Oregon elections are safe and secure? If not, why? And that question will go to, you got me all messed up on my scrupulous thing. I think it's Marty first.
Yeah.
We need all the help we can get.
Well, one of the things, probably should turn it on, but you can probably hear me without the microphone, but I'll turn it on anyway. One of the things I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years is election integrity work, which is I take voter rolls, I look at voter rolls. I've been doing this at the, not only at the county level, but at the state level. I work with a number of people that, are looking at the data and trying to figure out if there's anything going on. And there haven't been a lot of conclusive, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, they haven't come to a concrete conclusion, but there's a lot of questions that have been raised. And the big problem is if I have questions, I want answers, and we haven't been able to get answers to a lot of our questions. So is it safe and secure? I couldn't answer that because I haven't had my questions answered. I asked specific questions about cast vote records or ballot images or web activity logs or voter activity logs, especially when it comes to the clear ballot election systems. And if I can't get access to unredacted and uncorrupted data, then I can't come to a conclusion. But it does make me curious, and it does make me ask questions. So I would like my questions answered, and I haven't gotten anybody to answer those questions. So that's how I answer that question. Oh, the question was, I have a lot of, the whole question.
I'm sorry, we're not going there. This question is, are you finished?
I'm finished.
The question is, do you think that Oregon elections are safe and secure? If not, why? Pam, your turn.
Thank you, Del. Our mic was sharing. I have actually dug around with trying to explore some ideas on this particular topic. Do you need me to pause?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. Your little fairy thing is fun.
No, yeah.
A
lot of time.
I have a clerk's office outside of Coos County that has invited me to come and explore what they are doing, look at it hands-on, etc., to try to gain the benefits that they have managed to put into action to see if they would be helpful in our county. I have contacted more than one IT guy to say if we can hang monitors out in the hall so people can watch and observe, can we do that? Something outside of what we're already doing to expand visibility, to expand being able to see what's going on, that observer piece. And so I've got 2 particular men that are just absolutely really good at this that have agreed. We don't have a contract. I don't have a job yet to help with that so that we can make this as good as we can make it in terms of viability, transparency, access to records, looking at the election part of it. The other part of it is already good. The girls help with getting records out, that other stuff that they do, the licensure and all that stuff, that I think that's pretty well fit. I'm worried about the elections in that format. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay, so the question was about how is Oregon's elections safe and secure? And my answer to that is yes. And these are the reasons why, okay? So we've been doing vote by mail in Oregon for over 20 years. And the reason that we went to vote by mail is because over 50% of the population was already doing absentee ballots. And then it was brought to the public, and the public voted to have vote by mail. So if we as a public want to change that, that's something that would be done at the state level and not in my office. As it is, we're a vote by mail, and that's because people can access voting. That brings out more people to the voting that are eligible to vote, okay? Secondly, I would like to talk about the fact that we had a 20-year audit done by a nonpartisan group. And in that audit, they found only 38 instances where there was voter fraud, 38 in over 20 years. It should be 0. We agree with that. The Secretary of State agrees with that, but 38 ain't bad in over 20 years, okay? And then the other thing is we have paper ballots. So we have those paper ballots that we keep for a certain amount of time that we can use as an audit system. We also have no internet connection to our tabulation machines, and we air gap. So when we take that information from those tabulation machines to take it to the Secretary of State's office, we air gap that. So there's no way to bring information back to that office or those computers. We have the people that come in and work in those offices. We have people of all parties working at the same table. We have to have people of separate parties. When we do tabulation, we have people of 2 parties. When we do couriers, we have people of 2 parties for major elections. I really believe that if you come and observe the process, you would be blown away by how safe and secure Oregon's elections truly are. The teacher.
How would you maintain the confidentiality and security of the information held by the clerk's office? Pam, this question is yours.
Wasn't listening well enough. Confidentiality?
How would you maintain the confidentiality and security of the information held by the clerk's office?
Figure out what the rules are, find them out from the girls that work in the office and from the Secretary of State, and follow them. I'm in medicine. Confidentiality is a big deal in medicine. We don't mention names, and it's HIPAA. So the confidentiality issue, converting that to elections seems like an easy-ish piece, but you still have to learn what the laws are, what the rules are, and you got to follow them, and then keep track of them, tab them, and then teach. If there's a spot where it's a fracture where there would be a risk, then you got to look at that and find a solution for that part where there would be something that could escape. The information could escape. You would want to always be on alert for that. So you have that you would research that and look at that, how that's going to be protected. Extremely important, and would be high priority. Thank you.
Julie, do you have the question repeated?
I think I got it. Thank you. So maintaining the confidentiality and security of information in the office is very important. And I would like to address that because we talked a little bit earlier about redaction. And sometimes things do have to be redacted when records are being requested. And that is to protect your vote. And that's our role. That's our job. So as far as redactions go, there are ORSs, which are laws that the state provides us with around what we are required to redact. And the reason that we do that is to protect your vote. Okay, so that people don't know how you voted. And on the other side of it, we sometimes have to do redactions in the recording side as well to keep your personal information. There are some records that we can give. And again, we do follow the ORSs on those. Now, as we laws change, and we meet with the Secretary of State's office twice a month in Zoom meetings with all 36 counties. We also meet with all 36 counties in a clerks association twice a month to discuss new laws that come about, new legislation that comes about, and so that we're all kept well informed. We also do conferences twice a year. Sometimes we do them virtually to save money. Sometimes we go to them in person if it's needed, but we do those conferences so that we can stay up on what those laws are. Along with those laws, there are also time limits in which we have to keep information, and ways in which we have to keep that information. So where we store them, how we store them, and that type of thing. So your security of information is one of our top priorities.
No, I'm good. No, confidential, at one point, I was kind of waiting for the bell to go off.
I need training on, okay,
Let me know when you're ready to go.
I'm ready.
All righty. So anyway, in previous employment, when I worked for a financial software company, I ran their stock market matching systems. And that means I was connecting trading desks to all over the world, to the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the London Stock Exchange, and the Toronto Stock Exchange. Security is a big deal when you're trading stocks, and I've done security at that level. And I've also dealt with some people that are national security advisors at the sort of the top secret government, like missile command level of security protocols. So keeping data secure is not a problem. I know how to do that. And I've done it for quite a long time, for a number of years. So I think I got that covered, and I think that's all the time I need for that one.
The next.
Let me turn it back up.
The next question, how do you keep ineligible people from voting? Julie, this one's yours.
Thank you. So like I said, the voter rolls are maintained at the clerk at the county level. And so daily, the individuals in the office will clean the voting records. And what I mean by that is we get information from many different sources, some of them being the individuals themselves will mail information back to us. We also get information from the Secretary of State's office. We get information from the obituaries. We get death records. We all kinds of records come to us from Eric when people move out of the state. When we send out ballots, they're non-forwardable. They come back to us. So all of that information allows us to update those voter rolls. Can you say the question one more time? I got sidetracked a little bit.
How do you keep ineligible people
Thank
from
you.
voting?
Ineligible. That's where I was headed with this. So through that, we are able to keep ineligible people from voting. And I know that there's a big conversation about this right now and whether people should have to show ID or not. And as a clerks association, we don't have a position on that matter. What we do say is that there, as it is now, we have to use identification. We use either the last four of your social security, we use your driver's license number, and then it's an attestation state. So you sign something and we use your signature as well. So all of those are ways in which we guarantee that you are in fact who you say you are and you are eligible to vote.
My turn or him? Okay.
How do you keep
Eligible
ineligible
people from voting, yeah. Well, part of the problem is that with keeping ineligible people from voting, it's a matter of verifying the records that are coming in from the outside. So she says all the records are updated by the county clerk at the county clerk's level. Okay, but they are getting information from the SOS, the OHA, the ERIG system, which is the Electronic Registration and Information Center. The whole point is that are we taking their word for it that their data is clean? Or do you actually do independent audits of their data and make sure that the people that are coming in from those data sources are clean? One of the things we had when we were doing data analysis, because the company also, the financial software company, we were doing portfolio management, which means we were getting data from the stock market systems and data from portfolio managers. And we would have to make sure that that information was absolutely correct, because if garbage goes into the system, garbage comes out of the system. So if it's garbage in, it's garbage out. So the whole thing is you got to verify. You might want to trust, but you certainly want to verify. And that's the most important thing to do, is to verify that the data that you're getting is clean data. That's about it.
Pam, same question.
Same question.
How
There
do you keep ineligible
people from voting. I don't know that I can add to what the two of them have already stated. They're on the right track for sure. I have questioned, are we maybe bringing in the birth certificate and the passport? You have to go do that to get your driver's license. Could we do that into the registration for register to vote? I don't know if that's an extra step that's needed. It's a big fight socially right now, so we need to make sure that we're clean, that we're figuring out that you are who you say you are. In adoption, which I'm an adoptive parent, you have to show that you are who you say you are. If we're doing voter rolls where you go to the DMV and get your trailer license renewed and they're changing who you are in terms of a political party, we've seen some of that. So how do we better check that our voters are really who they say they are? If you know them, then of course that's clean. But if you don't, you should have something verifiable, and maybe even if you know them, verifiable on record that says, here's my birth certificate. Yes, I am who I am. I'm a citizen. That's kind of been the question that's gone across the news, that citizenship thing. Find another way to make sure that you got clear information, that it's accurate, like Marty said, and what Julie's talking about. And I think that's what you should be doing. Thank you.
Marty, you get this question first. Do you support ICE or law enforcement at voter mail-in drop-off mail box? Wait a minute, there's no commas in here. I'm gonna try again. Do you support ICE or law enforcement at voter mail-in drop-off mailboxes or data centers? In other words, where people vote.
Okay. Well, I can't imagine why anybody would have a problem with that. If illegals aren't voting, then that would not be a problem. So, I can't imagine why they would be. I thought it was interesting that I was going to a concert at the Sprague, which is right next to the library in Bandon, and it happened to be election day, and I went outside to have a cigarette because you can't smoke inside, obviously. So I was standing in the parking lot next to the ballot drop-off box, and Bandon police showed up and asked me why was I standing near the ballot drop-off box. And I was like, so you can't observe the drop-off box? So anyway, no, I don't, I really don't think that's a job for ICE. So I can't imagine why that question would even come up or what it actually has to do with being a clerk.
Pam, same question. I'll read it again. Do you support ICE or law enforcement at voter mail-in drop-off mailboxes or data centers? I'm going to put some commas in this question.
The teachers on the move. Well, currently we fill up our ballot at home anyway. That's where I fill mine out and take it down there. So I don't need ICE at my house, except for in my refrigerator. I happen to love law enforcement. I understood over the decades that law enforcement comes and helps ensure that you're safe when you're unloading a mail-in drop box and traveling it within your car. I thought that was still happening. If it's not, I would like it to happen so that those who are carrying ballots feel very safe if they're going from drop box to the courthouse.
You sent me this one.
Oh, okay, thank you, but that's really my answer. Sorry.
Okay, Julie, the same question. I'm going to put the comments.
I got the
in
question. I wrote it down.
Oh,
Thank you.
Well, we're down.
I didn't want to have the same mistake.
It's down to 2 ticks, but it should still be working.
Okay, so do I support ICE being at ballot boxes? No, I do not.
And I will say that law enforcement, budget wise, they can't afford to send someone, a police officer or law enforcement to each ballot box on election night because we have one in each of our cities. And so, but we have had lots of communication, and we always communicate with law enforcement when we have an election. And what they will do is they will monitor the ballot boxes. So I'm actually happy to hear that they just stopped and talked to you and made sure that everything was good, because that was what they were that was what they were there for. They were just making sure that everything was good. We also have cameras on all the ballot boxes, so we can go back and look at those, and we can monitor them in real time if it's happening during while we're in office. And also the people that pick up the couriers, they do time log everything that they do as well when they get to the ballot box and when they leave the ballot box and that type of thing. So just so you're aware that that is happening. And they do come in groups of 2, and they are locked with a code that they do not have the code to. Only the people within the office have the code to those ballot box or those ballot bags that the couriers carry. So I don't think that anyone should be intimidating someone at an election place. You can come and vote in office. You have to bring your ballot with you, but if that's the way you want to do it and you want to hand it to us through the window, we're perfectly happy to take it that way as well. If you're not feeling comfortable going to the ballot box, we are open till 8 o'clock on election night. So come on in, say hi to us, hand us it through the window. We'd be happy to take it. So yes, I do support teaming up with local law enforcement and letting them know it's election night so that they can just keep an eye out and make sure that everyone's safe and everyone feels comfortable.
Oh, all right. Okay, that was actually on the right time. I'm learning as I go. I'm sorry for all of you.
Timed out.
The next question, do you feel that it's important for the county clerk to be nonpartisan? And we should state that it is a nonpartisan position now. And why or why not? Pam, you get that question first.
Is it working?
Sit down.
It's on. It says channel 5. Sorry. No, it doesn't seem very loud. It doesn't. It doesn't seem like it's.
I think the batteries maybe go.
I think we're.
No,
No, one of them's gotta work, right?
one of them. Just yell.
Just yell. Sorry, I'm distracted. That's okay. I caused a lot of distraction.
But it's such a pleasant sound,
Oh, I don't know.
as opposed to like a foghorn or a klaxon or something. Okay, well, one of them is maybe.
I couldn't find it.
Do you feel that it's important
Yep,
for the
that's
county
good.
clerk's position to remain nonpartisan? Why or why not?
I guess I would like to make sure that I know what nonpartisan. I get it that it's a political term, but should the clerk always be fair and just and not partial to one shirt color or another? No, she should not be. She should not be. It should be fair, just. I'm protecting your ballot. I'm counting your vote. So is it not working? It's not working.
Okay, she was holding.
All right, so just speak loud. I was trying to yell. You know what? I can hear you though. I can hear you. That's my answer. You don't need one.
Oh, no, I was just seeing if maybe this one.
You can check it. Probably could check it out.
Is it my?
It will be your
Okay, I can talk really loud.
Yeah, let's just go back to yelling, we'll be fine.
Up to yelling again, okay?
So yeah, I'll use my teacher voice. I am. Yeah, I can stand. Sure.
That sounds.
Although my outfit was really planned for sitting, so. Testing.
Oh, it's probably not on.
Okay.
Testing.
Hold the on button.
You can interrupt me if you need to. I'm gonna keep talking, okay?
There we go.
Okay, so I get to sit back down. Thank you. All right, yes, the clerk's office is a nonpartisan office, and what nonpartisan means is not connected to one party or another. And the reason that it's important that it's a nonpartisan office is because we run elections. And so we shouldn't have anyone coming into work that is pushing for one party over the other. When people come in as observers, we don't need to know what party you're with either. We just want you to come and observe and see the process and see factual information and be able to share that. So nonpartisan is important. We run elections. We need to make sure that we are non-biased and we are just focusing on following the laws and running a fair, secure, safe election.
Well, okay, the basic question was, is it a nonpartisan job? It most certainly is. For the first 20 years, the 20 years before I moved back to Bandon in California, I was registered as NPP, which is the California equivalent of NAV, which means no party preference. When I moved to I moved back to Bandon, I was registered as NAV on purpose because I was not a political person. I wasn't that interested in it. And I changed my registration to Republican because I wanted to vote for somebody in the primary that I knew personally that was a Republican. And if I didn't change to Republican, I couldn't vote for them. And I just haven't gotten around to changing it back. But I don't really align much with any party. I'm more of a, deliver our mail, defend our shores, and stay the heck out of our lives kind of guy. So as far as it goes with running elections should not be partisan. It should be something that everybody can go, I trust this. I mean, I'm old enough to know that when I first started voting, you used to have to go to a local precinct. You had to go to a school. You had to go to your Grange. You had to go to a church or something, and you'd show up and they'd have a list of people that were registered in that precinct, but you'd know all of them. You'd walk in and you'd show them your ID and it's like, hey, Marty, how you doing? Here's your ballot. You'd go into a booth, you'd fill out your ballot, you'd put it in a box. Next morning, you knew all the results by the next day. That would be ideal, but that's not how the system works in Oregon, and that's not something that could be changed at the county level or by the clerk. So that's not something worthy of talking about. But should it be nonpartisan? Oh yeah, you betcha.
Switching gears here, can you tell us the duties of the recording office? The county clerk is responsible for more than elections. Julie, you start this one.
Oh, I bet you got this one.
Imagine you have this. Yeah.
So we do get this question a lot. What does the clerk do? And everyone knows about elections, but not everybody knows what they do in recording. And I want to give a little bit of a shout out because Tammy in recording has been there for 25 years this month. And so she is our expert, our resident expert, and she is also a great trainer. So we're very thankful for her. So in the recording office, we do land records. And we don't give advice, legal advice. People do come in asking us what forms to fill out and how to fill them out. And we're not legally allowed to tell you that. We're like the library of land records for the county. So that's a big one that we do. But we also do dog licenses. We do marriage licenses. I can administer your marriage vows now, and so can Tammy as the deputy clerk. So there are we don't do divorce, we don't do death records, we don't do state courts, and we don't have anything to do with jury duty. I like to remind people that we try and stick to the fun stuff, the marriage and the dogs and the fun stuff, right? So, but we do get people that come in a lot and ask about the state court stuff or the jury duty. And registering to vote in Oregon does not mean you're going to be added to jury duty, but going to the DMV And registering, getting a license at the DMV, that's how you get registered for jury duty, just so that you're aware. Because we do get people that call us for that sometimes, so.
Why not?
Yes, you want the same question.
No, because this is a pretty easy one for me to answer. Until my wife told me what else the clerk's office did this afternoon, I had no idea. I mean, I knew it was dog licenses, and I knew it was, they do have death records on there, because I've gone to the site to look at that, and I've gone through the laundry list of what they do, but how it's done, I don't know that. But I'm a quick study, so I could probably figure it out. So, there's more to it than elections, but oddly enough, elections get a lot of the attention. So, and it's unfortunate that it gets a lot of attention because there's a lot of people that are uncertain. Don't know what's going on, and they're kind of searching around for an answer. And so they're going to point at whatever they can point at and go, well, there's the problem right there. And you go, well, it might not be, but if you want to continue to rant, go right ahead. But anyway, yeah, what's the rest of what are the other things the clerk does besides the stuff that I just heard? I'll have to learn that one.
Pam, same question. Can you tell us the duties of the recording office? The county clerk is responsible for more than elections.
At 7:06, I would say ditto to Julie, and I am licensed to marry you also.
I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
just as a matter of, thank you. Just as a matter of record, that was the only non-election question we had. That's why I asked it. We have come to the end of the time for questions. The candidates have all assured me that they would be happy. I'm lying about this. The candidates have always assured me that they would be happy to stay and answer any of your questions. I know they will be, but I just spoke for them. I have an agenda. I'm supposed to wind up something. Yes, thank you. Closing statements. You have 2 minutes each for your closing statements. Pam, it is your turn, so you can give us the first closing statement.
I am a local girl. I'm Coos County. I was born in the McKinney, lost the name of it. The hospital they tore down was where I was born. I've been here forever. Macaulay, thank you. As I knew it was a little Catholic church, or a little Catholic hospital. I am for you. I am with you. I love to solve problems. If you want to yell, I'm willing to not be frightened by you. Let's make this. Julie's done a good job. Let's make this better. I want to participate in that. I want to serve my community. I want to serve my county. I want to serve my state by having a good clerk's office. Thank you.
So 2 minutes to wind up.
Okay, thank you. As your clerk, I've strived to maintain integrity within the clerk's office. I've educated, will continue to educate. I have learned a lot from the people who are already in those positions, and we work really well together. We've run 7 secure elections. We've done many little tweaks to things to make things run smoother and to improve upon what was already a working system. I encourage all of you, again, to come and observe the process. I cannot say that enough. And you can go onto our website and go under elections and come and observe the process. If you want to come and visit Tammy and recording and do research on land deeds or old marriage records, you can do that in person as well, or you can go on to the website to get that information there. I ask that you vote for me because I have the most experience, and it is a really wonderful place to be, and it's a really wonderful place to work with me there. I also have, at this point, the most knowledge because the taxpayers voted me in last time. And we spent that time to use that money to educate me on the job. And now here I am with that knowledge. And I don't think we should just throw that to waste. I think that's important. We spent the money. You've got me here and I'm doing the job. Let me keep doing the job and I'll do it well for you.
All righty. Well, to sum up, I've run a couple of companies as a sole proprietor, and I've also been part of a few companies where I was managing dozens of products and developers and support people with thousands of customers and multi-million-dollar revenues. I've been in high tech, the service industry. I've owned a couple of restaurants. I've been in aviation and in broadcasting, and that's why I talk like this. I've been adaptable and worked with coworkers and customers across the broad spectrum to create solutions to problems and improve the product. If elected, I plan on doing the same thing for Coos County because I plan on living here for the rest of my life. And I want everybody in Coos County to say they can be confident in the product that I'm giving them, which is for my customers, which are the constituents. And that's why I'm here. I'm coming out of retirement. I'm going to stay out of retirement if I get elected for the 4 years it takes, basically to, build confidence and educate so that everybody can go, this is a system that I truly believe in, and try to get some of the people that are naysayers to come around to understanding what exactly is going on. So that's about all I have to say. I don't think I need a full 2 minutes on that one. Thank you very much for coming out. By the way, it's all important that as many people come out and participate because everybody needs to pull together on this one. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it as individuals, working together as a group and as a county, because as a county, we can be strong. And the rest of the state, well, that's okay. They can work on their own stuff, but let's get Coos County going. Thank you.
At this time, would you please join me in thanking all three of our At this time, I would also like to thank you in the audience and the candidates for being respectful, observant of our ground rules, and conducting what was an informative and spirited evening. At this time, I would also like to remind you of a couple of things that Francis said. One is that you can go to vote411.org and find out about candidates, not just for the clerk, but for any position. And that there is a deadline for registering and changing your registration. And you don't want to get caught by that one because it sneaks up on people. Thank you all for your attention, and this concludes our program.